Imagine conducting a social experiment, recruiting 100 people and asking them if they have loved ones, be they children, relatives, etc., or ideas, ideals, dreams, and values they consider important. Then ask them if they care about these people, if they care about these things. Most, if not all, will readily respond, "Of course I care, what a silly question." But how much of this statement is actually true? How much of this is automatically and quickly assumed by their brains instead? Or more precisely, by the contents of their brains, and quickly regurgitated in a verbal form? When we see an homeless person in an obvious distress in a supermarket's parking lot, most of us remain cognitively blind and continue with our day as if nothing had happened. Some minds, however, react through their brain by generating for a few seconds an emotional surge of compassion, pity, and perhaps the inclination to give that person a few coins, a kind word, perhaps some food, and so on. But does this mean we truly care about them? Is there active thinking involved in this process, followed by inquiry, reflection, and ultimately action? Or is it simply a temporary wave of emotions, lasting only as long as we continue those moments, until our attention is captured by something else, a product or a notification on our phone? Can there be actual caring if there is no thinking, no reflection, and no inquiry involved? In Michael Moore's 2002 documentary Bowling for Columbine, rockstar Marilyn Manson, when asked what he will say to so-called misfit yachts, referring to the events leading up to the shooting described in the film, wisely replied, "I will not say anything to them, not a single word. But I would listen to them, and that is exactly what no one did." So the question we should ask ourselves is this: do we know how to care? Are we born with this impulse as if it were just another instinct? Or is the reality quite different, that we don't know how to care? Just as we don't know how to think, we were not born knowing how to think. And certainly we haven't received any education, training, or orientation in this regard. We also don't know how to care. By care or caring, I don't mean it in the conventional dictionary sense of the word, but in the sense of reflecting on what the brain does, especially when exposed to certain information, such as the example of the homeless person in distress, or the pre-existing image memory of loved ones, or the reactivity induced by social expectations we carry with us, and which push us to show an image of us as caring people, but without active thinking, and so on. Let's take this topic and the related social experiment using the concept of investing as a framework of analysis. In this case, of course, it means investing mental energy, brain power, intellectual capability, attention, and thoughtful effort. So we can either invest in the image we want to project of ourselves and others, that of caring people, because investing in this temporarily boosts our self-esteem, like having performed the good deed of the day, or we can invest in the much more complex process of observing, reflecting, and listening to what our brain does introspectively, its impulses, its reactions, its games, tricks, and deceptions. It's at least I'm not like that person in need. It's automatic, often moralistic, comparison-based cognitive algorithms, and all the rest of this psycho-emotional flow. That investment, which consists of acts of observing, enhancing self-awareness, preventing the interference of our own conditioning, of our heuristics, our knowledge, experiences, identification, and whatever we think we are, that investment is action. It is the action I'm talking about. This action will eventually make us prone to listen to somebody else, not only to what our brain does. That action makes us pay attention, in the sense of attending with actual attentiveness. This action is an action of concrete caring, where the concept, the feeling, and the whole cognitive stream inherent to the meaning of caring are not actually involved. That action is de facto an act of intelligence, not an emotional automatism, not a feeling, nor a sentimentalism of some kind. That action is actual caring without the expectations, the culturalized thought processes, and the labels of caring. That action is actual caring. In a nutshell, most people assume they know how to care, yet very few examine what caring actually means. The necessary metacognitive reflection on this can reveal how we are culturalized to invest our mental energy and brain power in the cultivation of the image of us as caring people. Image that we want to show ourselves in the first place, to feel like a good people, and that of course we want to project and show to the outside world, so that they know us through that image. After all, most of us certainly care to give the impression of being good people, especially in the Judeo-Christian world, meaning the West. But this remains the image, the label, the presentation, often the facade of what in reality and inwardly we are not. Because if thinking were present, therefore the action described above. There will not be any facade, any presentation, any picture, and any willingness to display anything. Vice versa, if that facade is present, thinking, intelligence, and action are absent.